A married couple decided they did not want to have children. Later on in the marriage, the husband decided that he wanted children. So they go back and forth, and they decide, okay, we'll adopt. So she keeps her job. He becomes a stay-at-home father to the new adopted child. They get divorced because she realized that he did not know how to take care of a child, and they weren't in agreement on how you raise a child, and how would they be, because their whole courting and their whole dating and their whole marriage, they weren't having children. So they get divorced. She is paying child support because he wasn't working, so he didn't make a lot of money, so she's paying child support. At one point, he got into some financial troubles, and she decided, well, he asked for help, and they came to an agreement. She paid up 5 years of child support to just get him out of his jam. He used some of that money to buy the child, who was under the age of 10, a motorcycle for children. And that motorcycle is what killed the child. She wants her money back because she paid for 5 years. The child died after 6 months. Should she get her money back, or is that petty?
Oh, man. Wow. That I am not going to win. I will concede. I'm going to say this now. I will not win today. I'm going to take the stance of I will lose. It's been a good one, Hero, but I'm going to go down on this. Pause. I'm going to go down by taking the stance on this topic. No, she does not deserve a dime. I'm sorry.
What?
The contract was you paid me out. That's not my fault the kid died, right? I'm sorry.
It is his.
Right?
I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
It's technically, right? Yes. Is it irresponsible? Is it okay? It's probably not civilly in like a court of law. You cannot truly prove, right, that he is directly responsible for his kid to die, right? You most likely don't have a contract, right, on this 5 years. It's awful, right? Yes, it's awful. Right, I understand. I'm not going to get any points by saying this, but she, by the letter of the law, right, she basically just gave him 5 years of child support, right, and most likely did not put it on the books. So, yeah, I mean, as terrible as this is, he gets to keep it, right? Right? Morally, he should give some money back, but there's nothing that says he has to, because, right, the court system doesn't morally tell you what to do. It just tells you what you legally have to do, right? And so I concede, like, this week is not my win. This is not like a rearing comeback going to be had, right? Right? You can walk off with this W. You don't have to hear anything, say anything, Hero. Right?
All right. Look, first and foremost, if you believe in any form of God, just pray for Shake, please. Just ask God to forgive him for this moment in time, because he's going to need it. With that being said, we're talking about a child dying. And with that is going to come a baby casket. With that is going to come, regardless of if it was your child or not, some form of affection, love, and trauma. And it might be gotten to say to this man who just lost his son that, hey, you're not thinking clearly, you're clearly in trauma, and money shouldn't be the proprietary of all your knowledge. But her wanting the money back, barring it for anything other than a funeral, therapy, the fucking couples therapy they should have paid for years in advance, or just flat out using the money to kind of heal each other, is going to be astronomically a no. I agree with Shake. If there wasn't a contract put in place to make him legally give that money back, there's no court case debate about it. But if you're talking about money 6 months after you lost a child, I have to believe one, she has the devil within her, or two, she doesn't understand the grieving process and she needs to become more acclimated with that aspect. People aren't just numbers. And when you begin to put a price tag of money on top of a child who just died, there's a question that I would even want to ask. Did she have life insurance on this kid? What other things didn't she tell you about that's going on with this kid? Because clearly her priority is money when it should be the grieving process. I don't know. Like this is weak to me. Like
All
I
right,
also gotta say something.
Go ahead.
She had bad lawyers, right? Because she had a job and she didn't get custody of the kids, right?
She didn't want children, remember?
no.
He wanted children.
And Mr. Complainy Face, moral responsibility trumps legal rights. In this case, I dare you to go out there and say the reason why I was running all these red lights is because I had to take a shit, and see how far that toilet paper trails you to the damn courthouse.
Okay, first off, let me disagree with both of you guys. As GOAT clearly stated in the chat, child support, not parental support. That money was for the child. The child is no longer here.
He did give it to the child. He did give it to the child.
He didn't spend
the
all the money.
Gone now.
He didn't spend all the money.
The
That's why
child
she
is
wants
gone.
the money back. No, she's not asking for. No, actually, she is asking. She's asking for
all the money
child
back.
support back.
Yeah,
since the kid is no longer here, which she should get.
Yeah, if she wanted that case, she should have put it on paper. I don't excuse men who have poor prenup agreements. I'm not going to excuse a woman who has poor prenup
no one's
agreements.
saying that they didn't have it on paper. You're making assumptions. So
well,
let me make an assumption.
If it was on paper, it wouldn't be going to court. If it was on paper, it wouldn't be going to court.
Child support is a legally binding agreement.
Yeah,
you have to
pay if you're going to have.
You have to
you're going to have that on paper that you're going to forgo the next 5 years up front. You're going to need it on writing, right? So that you can't come back and say, "Oh, they haven't paid for the last 6 months." Well, let me make this assumption
since we're assuming. I'm assuming the person who had the funds to pay 5 years in advance was smart enough to get it in writing. That's going to be my.
What do you mean? She lost custody of her kids. She lost custody.
Okay, let's start over. There was a married company. Wow, a married couple that did not want children. Mm-hmm. The husband decided he wanted children. He quit his job. She continued to work. He was a stay-at-home dad. She did not want kids. She figured out he doesn't know what the hell he's doing with a kid, and that led to the divorce. Of course, he wants the kid, so he got custody. She was not going to fight custody for a kid she didn't want.
So wait. So she's that terrible of a mother, right?
How was that terrible? Really? So you want to fight for something you don't want?
Listen. Why she's terrible? This is why she's a terrible mother. Then, because she divorced him because he's a bad dad.
Yes.
Right? And says, guess what? You're a bad dad. I'm going to leave the kid with the bad dad. Right? So either she got finessed in the custody battle, right?
You get a vote for that.
Or, right? Because Hero does. Because Hero said, and I was like, wait, what? He said in the beginning, I was like, wait, that makes sense. It's like either she's got something wrong with her, or she got finessed she got finessed as a woman with the money, right? For divorcing a man, saying you a bad parent, but guess what? I will leave you with the kid, right?
In America, where there's a 70% chance that the woman is going to get the child, even if she's in the worst case scenario, for her to have the money, the means, and all of the power in this situation and still give up the child in the courtroom, play no factor in that, implies she had ill intention or something's wrong with her.
She did what she was supposed to do.
But, okay, if she was doing what she was supposed to do, she would have never gave him a single dime and let the courts dictate she had to pay. That's it.
Okay, this is what you're telling me. She's wrong for helping. She's wrong for saying, hey, you're better. Not better. You wanted the child. As men, and we know a lot of
Speak your truth.
We can't do this. We can't get our children. It's not fair. It's not right. And she did not fight him. Not only did she not fight him on custody, she paid the child support.
Okay, so Icon.
She didn't complain about anything.
The one
and now you're saying she's wrong?
The man who gets the child who does
Let me
not
ask you this,
deserve
Shake.
the
Let me
child,
ask you this, Shake.
right?
Exactly.
Would she have been wrong to say, I'm going to keep the child?
No, because she didn't want the child. That is clear.
Exactly.
So you're basically answering the question. If she knew that she couldn't handle the child and she had all the tools to do it, what made you think that the responsible thing to do was to throw money at the problem at a person who you've visually seen can't handle it? You've seen proof that he can't handle it, and you enabled that person to throw that kid to the
It is
wayside.
her opinion that he can't raise a child.
No. Opinions
It wasn't the
can
court's
be
opinion because the courts gave him the
can be
child.
argued back and forth. When someone dies, there's no coming back. So when you tell me someone who has the capacity to take care of someone who can't take care of themselves is not going to do this to the best of their ability, I'm not going to take a chance with that. You're only proving that she's not a great decision maker. Furthermore,
She's terrible. She is arguably worse
let
than
me get
he
this
is.
straight. Let me get this straight. She's wrong if she gets custody. She's wrong if she gives up custody.
No.
She's wrong if she pays child support. She's wrong if she gives a lump sum.
You're missing.
Yes, I am missing it.
You're missing the part of the legal system that would have done this. Hey, I don't want any custody of this child because I do not want a child. This man who you're about to give custody to, here's a list of things that I've seen him do with a child. Take that and do what you want. Here's a foster family that would do way better. She had a moral obligation, if she had any, is to just simply tell her truth. She refused to do that and threw money at an enabler. That's her.
And my question is, especially because she's a woman, right?
Oh.
And you said that. Listen to what I say. And when I say this, she's a woman. That child's adopted, right? She didn't actually birth that child, so that the actual difference of growing the child, right? She doesn't have that true in it. Just similar to as women say men do. Oh, because we didn't grow the child, we don't have that same level of connection. Neither does she, and her actions have shown that, right? That she was willing to leave a child, right, in the care of someone whom she knows it can't be cared for. Because guess what? It's not her kid.
So let me pose this question to you, Icon, so we can make it, so I can bring it back down to ground zero for you. If I gave you a choice of who to give your son to in this situation, 6 years old, who you giving your son to?
Same scenario, but I'm the father.
Same scenario, but you're the one handing off your child. You have all these facts in front of you. The court displays it to you and says, "Hey, you can give your son up for foster care to one of these two parents. Who are you giving your child up to?"
Whoever I think is.
Yeah, we're asking you.
Whoever I think is best capable of taking care of the child.
And in this situation, who would have been the most capable in the two of them?
Well, if you're the obviously court, not him because he killed him.
If you're the court, if you're the court, it's the mother. If you're the court,
it's the mother.
If you're the court,
and the mother would have then proceeded to say, "I don't want the child," and the child.
The mother legitimately fought in court against us. That's the craziest part.
Did not. I'm sorry. The court did not find the father was incapable. This is her opinion.
Because she didn't argue for custody. That's what we're saying. It's so difficult for he somehow, as a man who's incompetent, right, was able to prove to a court system who looked at him. Guess what? Who has a job? Oh wait, he does not show up having job. She shows job, right? The court system, which historically will not, right, give custody to a man when statistically, right, a child is better off in the better socioeconomic bracket. Not love, better off with the money, right? They said, guess what? We're not going to put the kid with the money. We're just going to put the kid with the love. For the first time in written history, the courts did something they have never done in any state's parental court. They said, guess what? We're going to care about emotion and not like we're going to not go with the money. Like that's what we're saying.
The thing that we're not giving grace into is what the legal proceedings would have been if the mother had put up the argument. All we were saying is that the mother, all she had to do was pose the inference of saying, "Hey, I don't want this child, but before you give this child 100% to him, Please note, these are the things that I found to be uncredible about his TRT. They would have definitely taken that into consideration and would have shipped him into foster care before giving him access. The fact that she didn't fight for him isn't a regulation or exception of her not doing what she was supposed to do morally. So if you want to talk about morally getting your money back from someone, you should have done the morally correct thing, which is actually tell the truth about the father in this situation. So there was this communication would have never happened. If you have the ability, it's called the last chance doctrine. If you have the power to stop an accident or incident from happening and you don't take it, you're guilty. So in this instance, she could have saved this child if she decided to speak up when she wanted to, but if she didn't speak up when she was supposed to, she spoke up when she wanted her money back. And that just proves she's wrong.
Now, if the father was physically or any other type of abusive, then I would buy your argument. But because I don't feel this person is a good father, that's my opinion. That doesn't mean.
But it's why you divorce them. It's why you divorce them. That's
Exactly.
what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
And then
again, two people.
So couple with the reason why you divorce them, right? You then are saying that the courts are then saying, guess what? We're going to give the person that you saying I can't be with them because not only do we disagree with parenting, they're a bad father, right? They're a bad father, and then you're surprised that something bad happens, right? You're also surprised that he needs 5 years of child support up front, right? For something. You're not surprised? Like that's
Okay.
Like I feel like she's doing. If I really wanted to dig into this, she has to be trying to avoid taxes or something because like 5 years is such a specific number. Like
That's what
you're
they
trying
agreed
to.
on. He needed money.
But like, okay, giving it to a trust in the kid's name. You don't give it to him. There was so many other ways you could have handled this, but you refuse to. Like, we refuse to acknowledge the fact that this woman is just bad. She's just bad. Like, you could have put this in a trust. It would have been gone in the kid's name. Guess what? The kid dies. The money goes back to you.
And I think that's a good place to end that because I don't see a argument to that.
Crickets. Whatever. At the end of the day, it's just disgusting. It's like it's just disgusting. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like she is disgusting. He is disgusting. The court system was what failed that child. That child should not have ever been in that situation. Like as a child of adoption, I feel really bad for that child. That child was thought to have given a good life, and his life was cut short because two people who couldn't get their own shit together decided, you know, what's going to save their relationship is them bringing a child in their life. And because they couldn't, that child's life was cut short, right? That's unfortunate.
Accidents happen. Like
no.
This wasn't an accident.
Buying a kid.
This is not an accident.
How old was this kid? You bought this kid. I almost want to look this up just for the autopsy and look up the person because I guarantee you the kid didn't have a helmet. I guarantee you the kid wasn't on like grass or soft cushion plane. This kid was probably in a back alleyway using a 25 speed motorbike as a 10-year-old. Like there's just certain things you have to do to protect your kids. And one of the things that you have to be able to do to protect your kids is tell them, fuck no. Like you just have to, there's no argument, there's no rhyme or fuck no. Hey, Dad, I want a 20 speed bike. Fuck no. Like, hey, Dad, I want to go.
Why? Because
fuck no.
I'm Caribbean. You know what my parents would say? Because Y has a long tail, W has none. Right? Man. That was their answer. I'd ask them why. That was their response. Because Y has a long tail, W has none. It makes no sense, no rhyme or reason. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Because guess what? You're a child. I'm an adult. Why are you even questioning me? Deal with it.